Alright, here's one that comes up fairly often. Certain components, even in this field, we can replace, like a power switch. Now you can go to the manufacturer and you can pay, I don't know, 40 times the markup costs. Sometimes you'll have a manufacturer that doesn't exist anymore. Byron. Byron Surgical made these giant lipo machines. Good luck getting parts for that thing. So, are you going to kill an entire machine because you couldn't get a power switch? Well, you can't just go and pick any old power switch. You have to know the certain specs that are on the switch. I mean, here we have, if you look at this, you'll see that there's certain dimensions. So it's going to fit in the little hole that holds it. You have to know, is it a single pole? Is it a double pole? Is it a single throw? Is it a double throw? Is it a momentary? Is it illuminated? See here? This is an illuminated rocker switch. It's got 2 positions, and it stays there, okay? Now, the best way to make sure you're getting the right part is to look on the side of itself. So the switch itself, this is made by Arco Electric. Over here is the specs, 16 amp, 125 volts. There's specs if it was going to run a motor. There's even a part number. So you can Google the manufacturer of the switch and then this part number. And look, you come with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm telling you right now, offhand, this switch from the device that I pulled this out from wants about $40 for this switch. But look, here it is, the same switch at DigiKey for less than $4. Now, if this manufacturer went under, changed names, didn't want to support this anymore, and they changed the design, yada, 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 then you're not getting the switch. You got a second source, DigiKey, Mauser, Newark. Those are the ones I use the most. But almost every component's got their specs on it. Now, here's a power entry module with fuse, and the specs are right there. Not only do you have the manufacturer of this component, you have a part number. Look, they even put a schematic of what this actually is and how it works. But that's everything you need to know right there. Look, 2 amps at 40 degrees Celsius, 120, 250. So it's configured for both. There's a fuse drawer here. You know, you got these holes. This is how it mounts instead of it just clips like that, like the power switch. See, the power switch has little clippies that clip into the hole, these pieces here. Whereas this power entry module uses 2 screws to mount it to whatever it's going to, whatever this is from. I forget where I pulled this board out of, but well, most things have, unless somebody has purposefully taken off those specs. I mean, here's some part numbers and specs of these transformers. Here, the shafter. Here's a relay. Manufacturer of said relay, part number of said relay, specs of said relay. Sometimes some boards will have it on there. It'll tell you some specs also, but here is another component. And there's the specs for them. So look on the actual component itself and you have specs. Here, one more. Here's a pressure switch I pulled off a unit. Some numb nuts. Removed the Reimers boilers, stuck Steris boilers, and didn't change certain things. So hunting this down, I had to go to the manufacturer, Techmark, with the part number, to then of course find out that they only make it for Reimers, so I had to go to Reimers to order it. But either way, now I have the exact pressure switch. That means the thread size here is the same as the other one that's there. The material is for a boiler, so I'm telling you, if I take a plastic and put that in there, it's gonna melt. It's not gonna work, and it's gonna be blowing out steam all over again. The specs on the switch, the temperature it can hold, the voltage it holds, normally open, normally closed, the way the contacts work. All those things are important. You can't just, put whatever you want in there because it looks similar. That's what unqualified, people do that cause electrical fires and get people hurt and burn down your home. So be smart. All right? Good luck.